What up, YouTube? C. Anthony TV on deck. Tyson Fury, he wants to sweep through the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, 6'9" with an 85-inch reach, 30 wins, no losses, 21 coming by KO. Gonna be facing Deontay Wilder coming up Saturday, October 9th in Vegas. I believe it's the T-Mobile Arena. So that's going to be something we all looking forward to. We all know it's a lot of bad blood between these two. They have a long history last couple of years and dealing with each other. So Fury, he says he really doesn't like that he has to deal with Deontay Wilder, but this is a fight that came down to arbitration, and Deontay Wilder, he's going to have to get he's going to get that trilogy bout that he always wanted. So in the first fight, we all know it was a draw. Second fight, TKO. And here we go with the trilogy match. Fury, he really thinks he's going to beat Deontay Wilder easy. Him and Big John Fury saying that they're going to maybe take Deontay Wilder out by the 5th or the 6th round. I'm not sure about easy, but right now I do think Tyson Fury has what it takes to beat Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to finish Deontay Wilder possibly once and for all and get this thing put to bed with this trilogy bout. Wilder, he has been putting up a lot of training film. Film looks really good. He's kind of all over the place, but he's sharpening up a lot of things. So I would say that all of the training footage doesn't really do anything if he doesn't actually come into the ring on October 9th and get it done versus Fury. Deontay Wilder fans, they stand behind him wholeheartedly. They believe almost everything he says. So he's going to have to show and prove all of that training footage. He's going to have to actually deal with Tyson Fury in the middle of the ring, probably toe-to-toe. And we're going to have to see how that goes with him. Also, back to Fury, he says once he finishes Deontay Wilder, he will be taking Dillian Whyte. After Dillian Whyte, he wants 2 fights, not just one, but he wants 2 fights with AJ, Anthony Joshua I'm speaking on. He wants to face him possibly, and he wants to take Dillian Whyte December. Then he said AJ in March, then back to AJ again in September 2022. I'm talking about. I don't know how he just picks these dates and assumes he's gonna have them, but I guess he's just trying to keep his hype train up and keep building momentum as this fight comes for October 9th. But that's the fights, that's the days that he's picking. If he gets them, that'll be good. I would say that'll be seem like he really wants to get busy in the next 13 months. He hasn't been in the ring for a while, so I think that's actually a good thing. Everybody, because we love the heavyweights, we want to see them fight more than less. So my thoughts on it, Tyson, he needs to have a really good camp. It's a lot of film. Well, not film, but they're supposedly film. I think Deontay Wilder talked about it, and some other people put out some tapes that said he didn't look too good versus Jared Anderson. He thought he had much improved to Jared Anderson proved him wrong, kind of touched him up, bruised him up a little bit. He was kind of battered right there. So he needs to be ready to go toe-to-toe with Deontay Wilder. I think Wilder thinks he sharpened up his skills enough to box. So he's probably going to try to box with Tyson Fury, get his way to the inside. We all know that Wilder, he's not the best on the inside. He doesn't fight the best from the inside. He's more or less coming forward, throwing bombs, haymakers, trying to take you out. He will set it up with a 1-2. I mean, not a 1-2, with a double jab, get in and try to launch that dangerous right hand. But he's going to have to be ready to fight Deontay Wilder in the pocket. And hopefully he can get that done in training, getting a lot of work and be a little bit more versatile this time. He stayed on the outside last time. This time, maybe start on the outside, feel Deontay out for a little bit, and then work his way in. We'll see how that goes. But definitely, Wilder does not fight good in the pocket, so Fury should try to take advantage of that. I would say definitely doing better in sparring. Sparring is where you're going to get that tough work done, and if you don't really do well in sparring, you're probably not going to do well in the ring, especially if Deontay Wilder, he has tabs on some people in Fury's camp, so he knows what the outcome is if Fury's camp put up film or not. So Deontay is keeping his eyes on that. Some of those guys that Fury is sparring has actually worked with Deontay in the past also. So that's something he's going to have to keep eyes on if he wants to run this table like he says. Also, as for fighting AJ, my thoughts on that, that's going to be real tough to call. I think AJ's a beast. I think he's smart and he has power. He has good timing, and I think he's a built warrior. You know, when he lost to Andy, he bounced right back, did his thing, came back. One thing I like about that was no excuses. He didn't give a ton of excuses like Wilder did. AJ just kind of went through training, came back, and did his thing. I didn't like the way the fight ended. I really wish it could have ended with a knockout. and he could have really did a lot more damage to Andy, but still in all, unanimous decision for AJ. So that was good to see AJ bounce back. I think he's much more superior fighter than Wilder, and I think it's a much bigger challenge for Fury. So we'll kind of get to that later, but it's definitely a big fight for the UK, no doubt. That's the fight they'd rather see. That's the fight that we were gonna get before the arbitration thing went on. So, but when Wilder's camp stopped in, rightfully so, they won. So Fury had to put AJ aside, come to Wilder, handle business. October 9th, that's coming up. So we're a couple weeks away. We'll have to see how it goes. If you like this video, hit the like button, share, subscribe at my new channel, C. Anthony TV. And up next, going to be Canelo Saul Alvarez. Up next. Peace.